Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night, whenever time you're listening this podcast. This is Ali Hoops Podcast, and I am Sure Sports, and I am Chris Lynch. We'll be breaking down and talking about the 3 games tonight with the Los Angeles Lakers, the Memphis Grizzlies, Miami Heat versus the Milwaukee Bucks, and the Denver Nuggets versus the Minnesota Timberwolves. 3 very good matchups, peeps, coming up tonight. The NBA playoffs has been so intriguing. I don't know, to be honest, I must get this off my chest. I don't know if it's because Liverpool is doing so horrible at football this season, or it's just the very good play of the NBA playoffs this time around. But I think it's a little of both. The NBA playoffs has been really intriguing, really has to be sitting on your seat. You never know how a game might end up. A team might have a 15-point lead, and because of the dangerous 3-point shot now, a team can end up lose that game. So it's very intriguing, the playoffs thus far. You have some series that looks like they are done and dusted, while you have some that look like they're going to go for a long haul. Some 7-game series look like some of them really shaping up and looking like teams are evenly matched and they're going to go for 7 games. But today we will focus on the 3 games. Tomorrow I will give you the other 3 games in that episode. But today we will be focusing, like I said, on the Memphis Grizzlies versus the Los Angeles Lakers, and the Miami Heat versus the Milwaukee Bucks, and Denver Nuggets, the number 1 seed, versus the number 8 seed, the Minnesota Timberwolves. Let's start with the Los Angeles Lakers versus the Grizzlies. Lakers did win that first game at Memphis, and it was a very good win for the Lakers. Anthony Davis didn't have to play out of his skin. I think he did play out of his skin on defense. LeBron James didn't have to play out of his skin, was very decent on defense. Rui Hachimura, Austin Reeves, they were the star of the game. Obviously, Jaren Jackson Jr., he was the star for Memphis. And the bad thing and the thing that we don't like about sports, the one thing that came out of the one negative that came out of that game was Ja Morant. He injured his shooting hand, and that's not good news for Memphis if they plan to get past this Lakers team and make a deep run. The status on Ja Morant, I'm not sure about that. I haven't seen any report that suggests that he might play tonight. My thinking is he's going to force and probably try to play tonight, but I didn't like his mood when he was in that interview, when he was being asked question about that shooting on his right hand. I didn't see any reaction from him that tells me that he thinks he could play game 2. While the X-rays and scans have come back negative, that's the only good thing that came from that situation. So it wasn't a broken hand, and we give thanks for that. But Lakers are going to have a much tougher game tonight. I expect this game to be a little bit more physical in terms of the Grizzlies. They're at home, do not want to go down 2-0 at home. And I think if the Lakers is going to go up 2-0, they have to be the more physical team tonight, because I can tell you, Jaren Jackson Jr. and Dylan Brooks may be in foul trouble tonight, because this is going to be very physical. Desmond Bane, I expect him to be more physical. Austin Reeves, Rui Hachimura, who had 2 sublime games in game 1. I expect them to shoot the ball with confidence. Probably not as efficient as they did the other night, but I think they are going to be shooting that ball with confidence, and most of their shots will drop tonight. I expect that same way. I am picking the Lakers to go up 2-0, and this is whether or not the star in Ja Morant plays or not. I think the Lakers are going up 2-0 and might just win this series 4-1, just around there. Whether their star in Ja Morant shows up, yes or no. The defensive player of the year is going to have a big say in that for me calling this series 4-1. The defensive player of the year, if you didn't heard listeners and viewers, it is Jaren Jackson Jr. Triple J. He is voted the defensive player of the year for this year. He is a very good defender, but the thing about this game now is that it's going to be physical. I can tell you, if you tune into this game, it's going to be physical from the word go. From the tip-off, it's going to be physical. Jaren Jackson Jr. is one known to be in foul troubles. And if it's a physical game, I expect that to be in playing out. Anthony Davis is going to come. If Lakers is going to win this game, he need to come again and show that he's the best defender in this matchup. He is a very great defender, Anthony Davis. When he wants to defend, there's no better shot blocker or rim protector than Anthony Davis. Yes, he's a very good defender. He's going to need to set the tone on the defensive end for the Lakers, and hopefully they can get past Memphis. Memphis is going to need to shoot better, and Jaren Jackson Jr. will need to stay out of foul trouble. Ian Dillon Brooks is going to have a massive need to have a massive game this defensively. So an all-round game defensively and offensively. Jaren Jackson Jr. will be guarding AD majority of the minutes, and Dillon Brooks I assume will take up LeBron James for majority of the minutes. They are going to have a big say, and if the Lakers can go 2-0. The Heat versus the Bucks. Jimmy Butler, he is a playoff player. I don't like Miami in the series. I didn't like them in the play-ins. They didn't look like a team that really can beat a good team, and that's what the Bucks is, a very good team. But they too have injury problems, people. Though Miami is up 1-0 in the series and did take that game one against the Bucks, Giannis only played somewhere around 9 to 10 minutes. So Giannis was injured. So that's a big reason as to why Miami Heat won that game. As for Giannis, he's a game time decision. I expect him to play. I think he had a tailbone injury, and I think what they did was using precaution methods as how they would want him to come back in the series, because I think they think it's just one game and they would be able to sit Giannis, let him get fit and healthy, and even if they do lose one game, they can have him for the rest of the series and hopefully can go on a 4-run winning streak and get Miami out of here in 5. Before Giannis was injured, I must be honest, I had the Bucks sweeping the Heat. I do not have no respect for the Heat based on what I saw in the play-ins. They don't play good enough defense, and they don't shoot the ball as good. They depend on Jimmy Butler a lot and Tyler Hero. And Tyler Hero is also out in that series, people. I think he's out for that series, Tyler Hero. So he had a broken hand and he's out for that series. And I think the Bucks wins tonight. Whether Giannis plays or not, I think Chris Middleton and Drew Holiday steps up, get the job done. But they must remember that Bam Adebayo is gaining confidence and Jimmy Butler is nothing short of confidence. So they're going to have it on their hands. They must be physical also tonight. They must, because the Miami Heat is going to think that no Giannis means that they're a less physical team. But I assume if more 3-pointers drop for the Bucks tonight, this can be a blowout and this game be done before the fourth quarter. And then every other minute become garbage minutes, what we call in basketball. Denver Nuggets versus the Timberwolves. Denver had an easy day at home against the number 8 Timberwolves. They're a decent team. I expect them to put up a fight with Denver throughout this series. They didn't do that in game 1. They're going to have to find a lineup that I think doesn't have Rudy Gobert, who is one of the better shot blockers around the NBA, and Karl Anthony Towns. There's just not enough space when both of them on the floor. There's not enough space for both of them to operate, and I think that's causing Timberwolves problem offensively. They only managed to score 80 points, but must give credit to Denver Nuggets. Something that a lot of people seem not to do a lot is give credit to Denver Nuggets. They did play a good game. Jokic didn't have one of his best games, and that's and that's cause for concern when you look at how big they won. Something like around 29 points. The Nuggets get past the Timberwolves, and Jokic had what we call a subpar game. So he didn't need to have one of his best nights to get past, or nowhere near one of his best nights to get past the Timberwolves in game 1. Anthony Edwards is going to need to be physical tonight. Got to come out, score the basketball with confidence, and Karl Anthony Towns has to stay out of foul trouble. He has to set the tone also on the offensive end. And Minnesota got to defend better. Jokic is obviously going to be better tonight, I think. Not going to have that type of game where he's not the main scorer for the Nuggets again. And I think they need to come out. I think the Timberwolves need to come out and make sure the Joker doesn't get off. And that's it for today's episode of Alley Hoops. I will see you tomorrow again, where we preview 3 more games. Let's enjoy these games, and if I get it wrong, you can call me out. Tell me that I get my picks wrong. I have the Denver Nuggets series going 1-1 tonight. I have Bucks going 1-1 tonight. I have the Lakers taking a 2-0 lead. Let's have fun and post your comments down in the comment section. Have a good day.